I've seen dealerships change their data mining program again and again and again, looking for better results. And I'm here to share with you, it's not the program, it's the people you have using the program. In this video, we're going to cover one of the most important aspects to the success of your data mining program. Who should be making your data mining calls? Actually, I'll start with who should not be making your data mining calls, and that's your salespeople. Here are the top 5 reasons why sales associates are typically not a good fit for making data mining calls. Number 1, remember, they applied for a position in sales, and it's usually because they love face-to-face interaction. They didn't apply for a phone position, and most of them, they have zero experience or training in this area. Number 2, they will often try to sell over the phone rather than discuss the exciting opportunity and give the client just enough information to set the appointment. Number 3, they tend to prejudge and qualify before calling, and this can create analysis paralysis, and then they don't even pick up the phone. Number 4, they don't have the discipline to follow up with each guest to ensure success. When calls are sporadic and spaced out, 1 week here and another week there, the client is left to feel that it's more of a sales call rather than a client care call. Remember, we're trying to build trust and rapport. And number 5, when a client knows they're speaking to a sales associate, it makes it very difficult for the salesperson to resist answering sales questions such as, well, what are you going to give me for my trade? And what's my payment going to be? Your data mining calls are considered pattern interrupt selling, and the goal is not to see if the client is in the market for a new car over the phone. The goal is to set the appointment, have them come into the showroom to explore their options and opportunities, and then get excited about the possibility of a new car. And according to a recent study done by one of the country's top data mining programs, 75% of consumers say that they would be very likely to trade in their vehicle today if their monthly payment would remain about the same. 49% of those respondents were not even aware that they could get out of their contracts prior to the end of their term, and 63% would like to upgrade their vehicle regardless of the length of ownership every 3 years or less. So, what that data I just gave you tells us is that there's a huge opportunity in your current database, and it's going to take a lot more than an occasional email, text, or birthday card to engage with your customers. The person making these calls needs to be a phone professional, a person who loves working behind the scenes and gets excited to connect with your customers in a meaningful way. Not to mention the tenacity it takes to make outbound phone calls day in and day out. I can pretty much guarantee that if you went out in your showroom right now and asked your sales team to raise their hand if any of them were up for this job, you probably wouldn't get a single volunteer. Yet dealerships make the mistake of expecting their sales team to make these calls. Now, are there some diamonds in the rough out there? Sure there are. You know that sales associate that's just great on the phone and great face-to-face? Trust me, I've seen them, but they're few and far between. So let's be clear. You need a dedicated phone pro to make these calls to be successful with this strategy.